another brick band with a Brickheadz set. This is from Minions Rise of Gru, and this is Gru, Stuart, and Otto. This is set 40420, was released in April 2021, has 244 pieces and cost about $20 when it was released. This is a Brickheadz 3-pack, and it includes Brickheadz number 104, 105, and 106. Let's go ahead and get these built up, and then we'll take a look at the finished Brickheadz. Here are our finished Brickheadz, and we have Stuart here on the left, Gru is in the center, and then this is Otto here on the other side. I think they all turned out really nicely. I think Gru looks good in this brickhead form. I like the way they did the scarf in this gray. And then you can see the obvious coveralls on both of the minions here, and I like the small hair piece here for Otto. Stuart actually has a printed hair piece there on the top. Let's take a look at Gru first, and then we'll take a look at the minions. First up, let's take a look at Gru, and as you can see, he is done in this dark blue color here. Looks like he's wearing a dark blue coat because there's some of his shirt showing through here. I already mentioned this gray scarf. I think that is cleverly done around him there. Nice black hair, and of course this is a younger Gru because when we first met Gru, he was completely bald. So this is a younger Gru before he lost all his hair. But as we move around, you see the hair build's pretty good here with some slopes here, a few exposed studs, of course the ear and the standard hand and arm there. The scarf is pretty much built the same way on both the front and the back. It is only held on here by one stud, so that piece does move a little bit, so you kind of have to make sure you keep that aligned. Smooth in the back, but there is a little bit of hair sticking up. It's got a little calic back here, which I think adds a little bit of character to him. The other side is pretty much the same, and unlike most Brickheadz, he does have a big nose here. So that being one of Gru's more prominent features, it was nice for them to include that here as part of the Brickhead. Let's move on to Stuart. So here we have Stuart, and he's a short, thin minion. One eye here, and I like how they did a little build up, so you notice it's not just the one rounded tile with the eye print, but it's actually got another 2x2 rounded plate here behind it to give it a little bit of depth, which makes it look more like the goggles that they all wear. And of course there's a band that goes all the way around for his goggles. They have this little print here for the pocket to his overalls, and then you notice that his arms are done with his hands pointing down there. You might have saw during the build, that's just an angled piece there to keep his hands angled down. I did mention the hair piece. That is Stuart's scant hair there on top of his head. Moving around the Brickhead. All three of these sides are done the same with the alternating yellow, black, and then yellow, and then of course the blue for the overalls that he's wearing there. And then the arms have this little yellow accent on them, which I think is all appropriate. So this is very nicely done. And that is Stuart. Let's take a look at our last figure, which is Otto. Last up we have Otto here, and Otto comes with this monkey tile. So this monkey tile is done in this pearl gold color, and this tile was also seen in the Minions Kung Fu battle you may have reviewed earlier this week. So that's a nice little tile, or in this case it looks more like a coin in his scale. But you see that one of his hands there is designed to be facing forward to allow him to hold that coin. Just like with Stuart, Otto has the built-up eyes to make it look like they're behind some goggles. Once again, the same print there for his overalls. Now, the difference is Stuart was a 3x3, so a smaller brickhead. Otto, of course, is shorter, but he is the traditional 4x4 size of brickheads. And then here we have the alternating yellow, black, yellow, and then the blue for his overalls or coveralls, and then his arm there is in the yellow, of course. So the backs and the sides are pretty much built the same way with the exception of the little arms there that are on either side. And then he has just a black 1x1 stud here on top to represent his little tuft of hair that he has on his head. As a quick comparison, you can see his minifig form, which I think they did a really nice job in keeping the brickhead very similar. So once again, here are the three brickheads that come in this set. We have Stuart, Gru, and Otto. This set was about $20, which is pretty typical for the two full-size brickhead packs. In this case, it's one full-size brickhead and a couple of smaller brickheads. So I think overall it's a pretty good value. It's 244 pieces, so it's less than that 10 cents a piece, which is a good starting point for determining value. But these are really nice display pieces. I've been collecting brickheads pretty much since they first came out. So I do appreciate these when they come out, and I think they do a really good job at representing the characters when they build these brickheads. The little touch of this extra monkey tile here that kind of fits in with the other sets from this series, I think is a really nice touch. And these, like I said, are going to look really good as a display piece. And as a fan of the movies, I appreciate how these look and how they were designed. So I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on this Brickhead set. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more content. I've left some links to my other Minions videos up here on the screen.